Welcome to my pitch presentation for the importance of being earnest at Georgia Ensemble Theater. So the person I'm envisioning directing this piece is, of course, myself. A gay director for a queer piece is important because this is a queer piece of work written by a gay man and has, I think, a few things that could be made more present if a gay person was directing it. And I feel like I'll bring a unique vision to the show, and it'll be great representation to have a gay director directing a work like this. Also, these themes that Wilde develops, like class, marriage, and morality, are still very relevant today, and all in the form of a gut-busting comedy. So why Georgia Ensemble Theater? Well, as you know, your mission is to create connections between artists and audience of all ages. And I think there's a major disconnect between the love of the classics among performers and that of the general public. So introducing a new generation to the importance of being earnest, I feel like is very important. And I feel like I can bring a unique vision to that show that will allow you to bring in new audience and the younger crowd while still retaining a traditional theater going audience. Uh, this production also aligns with your previous body of work as you do a large collection of straight plays and have done Shakespeare plays in the past. This brings us to what I feel like the main thesis of the importance of being earnest is, which is that morality constricts happiness. As we see, Lady Bracknell is the main conflict of the show, as she is not allowing Gwendolen and Jack to marry each other because it would be uncouth or immoral for a commoner to marry someone of Gwendolen's social status. And Gwendolen even mentions this later in the show, as she says, in matters of grave importance, style, not sincerity, is the vital thing. So keeping up with appearances is more important than actually being happy. So this form of morality constricts people's desires. And I think this is a really important thing to bring into a new generation's mind because we still have this constrictive morality when it comes to things like LGBT issues, trans rights, and a whole bunch of other stuff like class issues that this play directly deals with in a really funny way. Next up, we have my production vision. And I was very inspired by the movie The Favorite, as it creates this sort of anachronistic world where it is a period piece, but it draws from many different visual mediums and sources to create this sort of world of unease where the comedy is really allowed to be heightened and focused. I really enjoyed the dark academia aesthetic, which is an aesthetic based around hard leather books, dark academic wooden spaces, college campuses, and this sort of Victorian brooding architecture that I feel like would create a great compromise and contrast between the London scenes and the more free and more expressive countryside scenes. I would also like to play with a masquerade motif as the play deals with sort of concealing your identity and sort of having to put on this facade of morality to be able to interact with society. And finally, we have a sort of mood board for the production vision that I was just sharing with you earlier. So up here in the upper half, or the upper four images, we have the dark academia aesthetic with its books and busts and libraries and statues. And there's also a picture from the movie The Favorite with a wall full of carpet, which I feel like is just such a interesting visual cue and like allows for like a sort of off kilter sort of feeling. We also have, gardens, Alice painting the roses red, something that it's clearly not, and the masquerade aesthetic, which allows for like a ruse of identity to take place. And finally, we have the bibliography, of course, Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest decided, and I also decided to credit the movie, which was a large visual inspiration for me. Thank you all for watching. I will love to hear back from you about the future of this pitch. Thank you so much for watching.